So I had a different video in mind planned to go ahead and release today on Sunday following the actual release of the Air Jordan Retro 11 Bred, aka playoff shoe, but after recent events that actually took place on the release weekend, I just wanted to go ahead and make this video. So thank you so much for tuning in to another video, Talks with TJ, aka TJ Two Shoes Chains. Thank you for tuning in. I have a lot of new subs and I really do appreciate you guys. So I don't know if it's just the fact that you saw content on the Bred 11 and you chose to subscribe and see what my channel was about, stick around, view more, or if you've already been here since day one. I don't really care. I just appreciate you being here. Means a lot. So go ahead and engage in the comment section. I try to get back to all of you. So I thank you so much when you do take the time out of your day to either view a video or to leave a comment and interact with each other. You know, I just ask that you always keep it respectful with each other. So I guess I'm just gonna try to touch on a few points. I will try to keep it short, like I said. This wasn't the original video that I wanted planned. We're kind of approaching the holidays, so I have like some holiday related videos to get out to you that I think can be very beneficial because you guys do find, I'm not gonna necessarily say value, but maybe interest in brands either I'm associated with or that I like. And so I just wanted to get those out to you more as we approach the holidays, some good gift giving ideas. So, and I have some unboxings that I need to do myself from items that I've received. But to think that it feels like we're back in 2011 when the Air Jordan Retro 11 Concord released and the mayhem that stemmed from that. More specifically, whenever I think of the 2011 release, I always think of what occurred in Indianapolis, Indiana. I am not from there. I don't live there, but I do live in Indiana currently, and I was in Indiana during that time. I was actually finishing up my undergrad degree and going into graduate school. So I think I was in graduate school or finishing up, whatever. And to think that violence can really become from what you see here on my sweatshirt: canvas, leather, rubber, synthetic materials, polyester, mesh, like that is what you're fighting over. Now it can be taken a different way, that maybe that's not really what is being fought over. Kind of like the attacks that happened with the whole Popeye's chicken sandwiches thing. It really wasn't the sandwich. The sandwich may have been the purpose of an individual being somewhere, but somewhere along the line, someone perceived an action by another individual as disrespect or just something that they didn't like, and they chose to take it to that level beyond just expressing themselves with words, but they needed to use their actual bodies. They needed to engage in violence in a hostile manner to get their point across, to feel respected, to feel like, hey, you're not going to one-up me or something. This where we've come from, and I'm not putting this on the community itself. Every individual is accountable for their actions. The second you are an adult, I'm sorry, don't put it off on your parents, don't put it off on your past, don't put it off on your childhood. You are an adult. You need to act as such. You need to act as accountable as possible, because in the court of law, that's 100% what you're going to be held as. That's what you will be reviewed at. You'll be seen as an adult, just point blank, period. However you choose to act, you need to stand on those consequences. You really do. And this is where this is where we are. That you feel so slighted over not getting a shoe possibly that you think it necessary to fire off shots in a crowded public place or to attack another individual with the gun. I mean, when you have to relay this story to somebody that's not into sneakers, the looks that they give you, and you just have to shake your head and go, I know, it's ridiculous, it's disastrous, it's preposterous. I don't care what adjective you want to use for this. It's a damn shame. That's really what I would say. Like, it's a shame to think that we still haven't evolved. This is still going on in this community with all of the avenues you have to get shoes. If you do not get them on release date, you have options. You can go to StockX, you can go to Go. There are people that pick up pairs and will then just say, hey, I got these pairs, I don't need them, who needs them? And they don't hit you over the head. They're okay to give that shoe to you for retail, or just for retail and some gas, or retail and shipping. and you still think that violence needs to be the way you resort to solving your problems over sneakers. Like, it's a disgrace. I'm disgusted at it. I've always been disgusted that is some part of not just this culture, but I think urban culture, streetwear culture, different things. I remember back when I was younger, like 9, 10 years old, and there was a family member, or not a family member, there was a church member that I knew, grew up with him. He was older than me, just very, very, very polished young man. I mean, he dressed extremely nice. He was more of kind of like a preppy urban style, so he would rock his Jordans, but he would rock, you know, the Tommy, the button up. I really liked his style. I commended him all the time. He was an amazing role model for younger kids. And I remember he had, I think this is really bit when like the really nice leather shearling coats were in, and of course Timberlands and things like that. And I remember he was held at gunpoint and robbed for these items. And of course he didn't want to give them up. They were his things that his mom gifted him. And so many of us come from places where, you know, your parent is grinding hard to provide any and everything you could want. And you as a kid, you don't fully understand it, but you know some of the struggle that your parents may be going through to make sure they provide for you. You don't want to just let someone take that away. There was pride there when your parent gifted it to you. There's pride when you wear it. And he didn't want to give it up. And his mom, of course, had to explain to him, your life is worth more than this jacket. I can go spend $400 or $500 on a jacket again. It doesn't matter. What I can't do is go get another child. What someone can't do is get their life back after your ignorant behind has shot them over a shoe. What you can't do is then go and beg and plead to the judge, oh, I should get off on a lighter sentence because I wasn't thinking right, or I was just in the moment. In the moment over some sneakers, I would honestly throw the book at you. Over some sneakers is what you threaten to take someone's life for. Stop. Just stop. Is there really this sense of entitlement still? Not just within sneakers, but within individuals, period. Because I want something, I need to have it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's mine. I deserve. You don't deserve. Hopefully kids are not watching this, but they probably, you don't deserve shit. I'm just being honest with you, okay? If you're unable to get something, move on. I've made videos about this. I have. There's always another sneaker. Don't whine and cry about a shoe that you don't end up getting. This is uncalled for. This is ridiculous. You ever see, we all know someone that in their point of life, they are right now, they're no further along than they were 5 years ago. No further along. That's kind of what this feels like right now. Looking at the sneaker community, not blaming you all, but we're really sitting here over this weekend. We're not just recapping releases. We're talking about the violence that's happening. You know, like, I guess I always take it for granted when you will see individuals get up and we'll conversate on lives and different things like that. And what do people say? Stay up, stay fresh, stay safe. The stay safe part, it's not because you think the individual you're talking to is reckless. It's because you know there are other individuals who don't care about themselves, so they surely don't care about whomever else they could harm. Even when you're going to pick up a simple pair of sneakers, you're just shopping, you're doing holiday shopping. Do you know how many parents and families I saw today picking up sneakers for their kids? There were parents in there who didn't care, didn't know that this sneaker was coming out. They didn't care. They didn't know that a Bred 11 was coming out. They didn't know and they didn't care. They were getting a totally different shoe. So for me to imagine that had it occurred in my mall and one of those individuals been hurt like that, people have to do better. That's all I'm going to say. People have to do better. The fact that we really do need to say, please stay safe out here. I mean, just because you have and someone else doesn't, and not because of someone took it from them, just because by luck of the draw, literally the draw of a reservation, they might not have a shoe that they want, your life could be in jeopardy. And I that is somewhat partly why I have the content of make sure you plan and manage your money well for the things you want to do. And I say that because I think some of the entitlement comes from people, and I'm not saying this is the scenario of what happened, but this is just an example of people feeling like they don't have, or it's impossible for them to have, and thinking, oh, well, someone else has all the money in the world to be able to do X, Y, and Z, because I can see them picking up 5, 6, 7 pairs of shoes. They can outfit their whole family with sneakers, so they have it and they're fine, and I need to go get it. Okay, so let's just say they did pay that, I don't know, $588 for a men's, a kid's, a preschool, and an infant for the whole family. Let's just say they did that, because that's kind of what it is after tax here. Let's just say they did that. There were plenty of people that did that today. How do you know they didn't plan over the entire year? It's about $600. How do you know that they did not save, what, I don't know, they didn't take the time to save $50 a month? How do you know that they didn't do that for 12 months to provide a pair for every single person in the family for 4 members? And because you felt maybe that, oh, they got it and I don't, they're rolling in dough, this is unfortunate for me, woe is me, you possibly could have injured them. And I'm just giving that as an example. But we have to, I think that's why it is important to show young kids and individuals, because a lot of people do things out of desperation or out of feeling like they've never had and they never will. So they'll go by any measure to get things. That's not always necessary. It's not. There's so much that can probably be said on this topic. I've already kept you guys really long, but I actually really just need to convey to you guys, please stay safe. I know some of you go the online route because you don't even want to bother with stores anymore, and I don't blame you. I don't. The lack of common decency that occurs in today's world, I don't blame you. We're detached from so much, so I don't blame you from wanting to do that. If you were able to secure your pair, multiple pairs for friends, family, whatever, awesome. I'm really proud, really happy for you if you were able to do that. And I hope that this changes one day. I hope that this is not the case over, a shoe. Over a shoe. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. For everyone that has not watched my release recap, please be sure to do that. I'll make sure I link it. I'll put a card somewhere. But I thank you so much. Always stay tuned. I am tired. I have to work. I'm working today. When you're seeing this, I'm already at work. But I just wanted to get this out to you guys. All right, so have an amazing day. Peace out.